Clay Per View. Watch Speedway live or on demand. And SRV Road Freight Services. Excellence in Motion. Bring you Speedway Nation with Jared Ash and Ryan Harris. Right across the SEN network.
Championships that are on this weekend. All three are on Clay Per View, but one of three that we're going to talk about right now. The Australian Wingless Sprint title. It's going to be held at Castrol Lismore Speedway this weekend. 70-plus cars. It's just another quiet little showdown at Lismore.
Wingless, unreal, eh?
They, for years, they got the moniker that, hey, they're the boring support class. You just put them on and fill the back gate. And their racing the last 5 or 6 years around the country has been phenomenal, right?
It has been. Great racing, actually. Really suit a lot of places, and they're great. They're great people to deal with, the great class to run, because typically there's not a lot of stoppages, so they sort of come out, race around, and head back to the pit area. But over 70 cars this weekend at Lismore for the national title. Stacked field. Oh, absolutely stacked.
Okay, at Lismore, you can't go past Jacob Jolly. You know how strong he's been there. He's the local favourite. He's used in all the marketing material. He's going to be hard to beat, but with that comes expectation and weight on his shoulders. Like he's been very impressive. Let's be honest. The last 2 or 3 seasons, New South Wales champion, former Queensland champion, been very impressive. But a lot of weight on his shoulders this weekend on his home track.
Yeah, it will be. Everyone will be out there sort of willing him on, particularly with Paul O'Neill's passing this year and was so instrumental in that team and all that kind of deal. So it'll be an emotional sort of weekend for them. Great family. Can't do enough for anyone. And just genuine people that love a chat and love Speedway and love supporting it and love doing what they do. So, yeah, he's going to be typically very hard to beat around that. But as we know, we've seen it every single title. You're nearly an unbackable favourite, and you roll in first heat race, someone rides into your left rear and you got a flat tyre. So, like those crazy things happen in titles. We know that. We've been around far too long to know that it's a one-horse race.
You look at this field, and there is talent top to bottom. There's state champions in amongst the field everywhere. Scott Thompson recently won what feels like a 700th Queensland title. I think it's his 6th or 7th or something like that. I can't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head at the moment, but he's going to roll down there with great form. Has always just been there or thereabouts.
He's actually
you're not allowed to call him a smoky because
he's not a smoky, but I think Scott's a tremendous chance to win this weekend. Actually,
proper real chance. Of course, Mitchell Broome, the travelling he's been doing, obviously won Northern Territory title, did the Chariots deal, current Victorian champion. Tyson Williams, current South Australian champion from New South Wales. He's in the field. You start to look further afar. Kyle Mock obviously won his national title over in Kalgoorlie.
Yeah, that's right.
A few years ago.
Kalgoorlie.
He's going to be in the field as well. So he's looking for another one. I find it difficult to look past Mark Blyton. He's been there or thereabouts for so long. How has he not won an Australian Wingless Sprint title?
Yeah, I know. He's won so many races and been so close so many times. I remember at Toowoomba, at the Australian title at Toowoomba, Mark Blyton actually, I don't know if you share this story, he fell out of the back of his Pantech truck in the pits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awful. And he raced the second night and he had this massive big lump on there. This is how tough the guy is. His helmet was like proper hurting him to put it on. Like fell like he's got that Pantech, the big huge ramps again, and he fell out of the back of it. Oh, and smacked his head. So that was like 2015 or something. Sorry, Mark.
Turning the clock back. But
it was proper. It was proper knocked up by it. But yeah, no, he was. He's as good a chance as anyone as well, to be honest. And Mick and Kim have done a heck of a job. Like what they've done at Lismore the last couple of years has just been off the Richter scale. Yep. Last year's Speedway Australia's most improved venue, very well deserved. And they just continue to raise the bar and keep doing really, really good things.
Well, they're having a proper go. That's all. Seriously, and you'll know it more than most. You're not going to get everything right, but holy smokes, if you're having a proper go, most people will respect you for it. And the effort they're putting into this weekend, the effort they've put in for the last 2 seasons to these titles and these events that they're trying to run, and the culture they're trying to build around Lismore Speedway, it's fantastic. I know the weather doesn't look particularly favourable at the moment, but fingers crossed we pull out a miracle and it gets run and done, because
it always rains in Lismore. It sucks.
It does.
Because it's the nicest speedway venue you could possibly imagine. It's picturesque. The palm trees up one end and all the green lush grass,
the mountains around the back.
Mountains.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
It does.
So there's 70-odd cars lined up for this title. You start to roll through. Blake Walsh, he's won more feature races than anyone this season in Wingless Sprint competition. Chris Temby from Victoria's making the trip up. He's been very impressive. Like, the Wingless, they're racing in every corner of the country. So Western Australia, Northern Territory, Victoria, Tasmania, everywhere. Heck of a field, like, to all come to this one place. It's like a sedan title these days. There's guys coming from every single corner of the country. That's what the Wingless Sprint title should be about.
Yeah, it is good. Where do they go next? What happens with the engine? I don't want to get... Where does Wingless... What's the future plan? I know they're working on that in the background. They have to adopt some kind of crate engine or V8 at some point, right? Even if it's a low horsepower thing, or they've got to... There's got to be a path forward for Wingless Sprints. What do you think? Where are they going? Where's next for them? Because they can't... The Holden or the Buick is...
It's running out.
It's running out. They're hard to get a hold of. They used to be $300 wrecker engines. They're certainly not anymore because they're rare as. So
yeah, it's getting to the point where you go, righto, we're going to have to make a decision. But the problem is the product is so good at the moment, so successful. You go, righto, when do we implement this and when do we upset the apple cart? But anyway, we'll cross that bridge. Maybe next season of Speedway Nation we'll cross that bridge. Looking forward to the Australian Wingless Sprint title this weekend, of course.
This is SEN Speedway Nation for Clay Per View. Watch Speedway live or on demand. And SRV Road Freight Services. Excellence in motion.